Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of the Healthcare Innovation Podcast by Healthark Insights. Today, our guest is Ashok Paul. Ashok is a fellow entrepreneur, somebody who has a lot of experience in the life sciences space. Ashok started on his own a few years ago, started Latlon Technologies. He's a technology company within the life sciences space, and now also runs a digital platform called as GoodLeven. But not to steal his thunder, I'll let Ashok introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about his backstory, and then we have a lot of questions for Ashok.
Thanks for good evening. Yeah, so at the outset, I thank you for the given opportunity to share my views on digital health and personalized medicine. Let me introduce myself to the audience of this podcast. My name is Ashok Paul, co-founder of a couple of tech startups named Latlon Technologies and GoodLeven Health Tech. I bring in 2 decades of experience in biotech, IT, and health tech industries into my entrepreneurship journey, and I'm looking forward to an insightful discussion this evening with you.
Thanks, Ashok. So, Ashok, maybe perhaps for our listeners and viewers, if you can tell us a little bit about your prior experience, like before you started your own companies, and then also a little bit about, after that, a little bit about what you do in the two health tech startups that you are running right now.
All right. Well, as I said, I have 2 decades of experience in working in corporates before I thought I would start on my own. And all these 20 years, pretty much I worked in healthcare and life sciences IT, had an opportunity to work with the Fortune 500 pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare organizations in US to help them to develop a lot of analytical solutions, which cut across the entire pharma value chain, and also healthcare digitization in the large hospitals in US. So certainly, I carry that experience into my entrepreneurship journey to start these companies.
So maybe if you can describe what the two companies, Latlon Technologies and GoodLeven Health, do, and what is the vision for these two companies?
Absolutely, I will tell you. Okay, especially GoodLeven Health Tech, where I'm continuing my passion for healthcare. Okay, I would give a little bit background of why we started off with GoodLeven Health. Then, of course, I will cover up what we are doing in GoodLeven. Okay, see, when we look at the way healthcare is being practiced in India and Western countries, there is a significant difference. The way healthcare delivery is, practiced. Okay, Western countries started practicing insights-driven healthcare delivery, meaning the patient health data in digital format is being used to design treatment protocol, health plan, etc. Further, the Western countries, they use patient health data in pharmaceutical R&D to design their strategy. Therefore, they get the best possible drug candidate for their unmet medical needs. Okay, and we can confidently say that 80 to 90% of the new cancer drugs that are in the late stage of clinical trial in Western pharma are personalized drug, right? And when we look at the other side, where the emerging markets like India, we have just started moving towards in the direction of digital health through the schemes like Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. So we understood that there is a clear gap when we compare the two parts of the world when it comes to healthcare delivery. So at GoodLeven, our solutions are focused at delivering healthcare digitization and also driving insights-driven healthcare delivery through patients' genomic data. Personally, I feel accomplished to be part of the healthcare industry by offering digital health solutions. Though, I couldn't be a physician myself, which was my childhood dream. So I'm thoroughly enjoying being part of this health tech industry.
Very cool. That's very cool, Ashok. So Ashok, now that you've told us a little bit about what you do, right? I think want to dive a little deeper into the topic of personalized medicine itself. See, I through this platform and in general, I meet a lot of healthcare innovators, entrepreneurs. A lot of people play in the digital space per se, where we are trying to bring technologies to consumer, make it more friendly. But personalization is something which is more complex and not a lot of people uh, are able to easily take on, and you have taken on that particular challenge. So maybe if for our listeners, you can talk a little bit more in detail when it comes to personalized care. What does it mean for the patient? What are kind of technologies involved? And also, why is it challenging? Because we all have our perception that we don't understand genomics, but I also believe it's more than just understanding of genomics.
Right. Absolutely, Purav. So let me take your first part of the question. Okay, how precision medicine is important in today's the modern era of healthcare, and how that is helping the patients of different age. Perhaps I would cover that first. I can say that precision medicine has a big role to play right from birth of the human being. Right nowadays, genetic screening is being conducted on couples prior to conceiving the baby to predict the risk of passing on any genetic disorder to the offspring. At 8 to 12 weeks of pregnancy, an expectant mother can have genetic testing done to assess any chromosomal abnormalities of the fetus and even have the whole genome sequencing done for the fetus. Okay. Why we are doing is on the newborn babies, neonatal screening is being done to rapidly diagnose many critical conditions for which there may be actionable results leading to reduced mortality or morbidity. When we look at the grown-up adults, genetic screening can be done to diagnose and treat a variety of diseases, most importantly in cancer diagnostics and personalized treatment. Okay, and there is a concept of genomic markers. Why genomic markers are used today. The genomic markers can be used to determine efficacy and the adverse events of any drug on individual patient, and then alter the dosage of drug accordingly. So this is where we started looking towards personalized medicine. Personalized medicine has the potential to profoundly improve the practice of medicine, but then to make this possible, we must create a precision medicine informatics platform that can perform genomic data collection, storage, and analysis, exchange of genetic information, and clinical data. So when we looked at all, with all our experience of working with the Western pharma, health tech companies, then, we thought we need to develop a personalized medicine platform, which is unique in Indian context. Okay. So we call the platform as Variex, which analyzes patients' genomic data against the real world clinical evidence data collected across the world using machine learning techniques and artificial intelligence to provide comprehensive risk assessment and suitable therapy recommendation to the treating physician and help them in developing personalized treatment plan for every individual patient.
And I do understand this a little bit, fortunately, due to some recent work that I did. But for those who do not have a background in precision medicine and informatics, why is that required, and why is that required at an India level? Maybe if you can explain that for the larger audience.
Sure. See, India with its 1.3 billion population and its ethnic diversity with a huge burden of diseases, it offers a very unique opportunity for precision medicine. But then there is a challenge. We have only 1% of the existing genetic data available in the reference genomic databases that belong to India. Okay, and but definitely things started changing in India. One of the exciting developments in is the launch of Genome India project by the Department of Biotechnology, with the aim to collect 10,000 genetic samples from citizens of our country to build a reference genome database, right? And then also there is a Genome Asia project done by a private group to sequence 100,000 Asian individuals. If these data sets become accessible to the researchers and the private groups in India to analyze and use these as a reference database towards the precision medicine program. This is the one first step we all need to do in India to migrate towards precision medicine. Okay, and as I said, why we need to do precision medicine in India is one is the Western pharma started making a lot of precision medicine, and naturally, we are going to derive the precision medicine from the Western countries to our Indian market, and we need to have the infrastructure readily available in India. Therefore, even our patients will get the benefit of this personalized treatment.
So, Ashok, then what you explained, which is very valuable insight, is that when it comes to personalized medicine, everybody thinks purely about cost, which perhaps could be an important factor, and I'll let you speak on that. But one important factor is Western countries invested way before us in creating reference databases.
Right.
So for them to make any insights out of that genetic information and testing is way more accurate for their population.
Right.
We have now started that journey. And as we build that reference database, the practice of personalized medicine will start generating better result and output for our population, because genetically we might be a different pool as opposed to other global populations. But now that is being said, what are other challenges in terms of personalized medicine in a country like India? Is affordability still a challenge? Is access or even awareness about the presence of these tests a challenge? And how could that be solved?
Right. I think, one part of my answer you have already addressed, creating awareness. Okay. That is very important. I'll tell you why we need to create awareness in India. Prior to that, I will touch upon another important problem we are handling in India. Okay. What is critical here is to set up genome sequencing centers across the country. So the sequence centers could be set up by government agencies or diagnostic companies or cancer specialty hospitals, to significantly reduce the cost of gene sequencing and the waiting time to get the gene sequenced data and the analytics result. Because sometime back, I was talking to an oncologist, okay, to discuss personalized medicine opportunities in India. And he said that one of the challenges we face in India today is the time we take to get the sequenced, data and the analytics around it. Okay, say from Chennai, if I take a genome sample from a patient, and I may need to send it to Mumbai or Delhi. Okay, so when I send it, it would take 3 to 4 weeks for me to get the analysis done. Okay, so there is a reason behind this delay in India, because the sequencing centers, they wait for more number of samples to be received from other parts of the country. Therefore, they can process these gene samples, samples together to reduce the cost of the gene sequencing. Okay, in order to overcome this, we need to do two things. Perhaps government need to step in and offer subsidies for this genome sequencing centers to bring down the cost part. And also, we need to create awareness among the treating doctors to suggest genome data analysis for at least diseases like cancer, where we have a lot of personalized medicine available today. So doctors also need to recommend more of this gene test to best utilize the opportunity available for us in terms of personalized drugs. And also government need to step in and offer subsidy to this sequencing centers to bring down the cost of the sequencing.
Got it. Got it. That makes sense. I think it's a multifaceted problem. Volume, awareness improves, volume will improve. Government funding improves, then again, you'll get to scale. Makes sense. And I'm guessing we're moving in that direction. But Ashok, that is still at an industry level. Also what I'm very interested in hearing is also a little bit about your story, right? Like every startup, every such venture goes through a set of challenges. There are learnings. So if you were to share some of your top learnings for other entrepreneurs, what would those be? Like, what are the common learnings, mistakes that people could avoid?
My entrepreneurship journey, I would say to the fellow new entrants and the students, even who are ready to take this entrepreneurship journey right after their education, I would say instead of looking for investors when you have an idea at a first step, I would say your first step should be setting up the right team, right? Because with the genomics platform, what we have developed, which I named Variex, right? 5 years back, when we approached an investor to fund this project, because genomic research in India 5 to 6 years back, it was a new concept that just started, hitting the Indian healthcare market. And we had the idea out of our experience of working in the Western world. So we thought, okay, we can develop something for the Indian market. And we know that even to develop some MVP, it would take 6 months of effort. I need to bring in the genomic researchers, best of IT folks to make this MVP presented. The first question we have been asked by the investors is to showcase some MVP, because genomic-based personalized medicine is a concept new in India. So seeing is believing. Definitely, they wanted to see a platform in action where they can see that how that is going to benefit the patients. But then it was a chicken egg story, whether to build the MVP first, then go to the investor, or raise fund, then develop the MVP. But then we chose the path of, okay, let's assemble the team on our own, develop the MVP, then take the idea to the investor, because this is a very novel concept 5 years back in India. Okay, so taking a cue out of this, I would say to the new entrepreneurs to get a right team in place, develop some MVP, then you approach with the right value proposition and pitch in front of the investor. Definitely, you have a way forward.
Makes sense. I think, yeah, I have seen also many friends who are really thinking and orienting all their actions around investors. But perhaps there is wisdom in building a product that works, and then investors will follow. I mean, investors have their value, but I think the product market fit should always be the top of the pyramid. And for that,
absolutely,
it makes a lot of difference. So Ashok, I have one follow-on question, and this is perhaps less for entrepreneurs, but we also meet a lot of students when we go for recruitment.
Right.
Personalized medicine is a very hot topic, but there is perhaps very little guidance If I were to get into genomics or personalized medicine, how
Mm-hmm.
do I start my career there? So if you can
Okay.
shed a little bit light, like what would be the right places to start a career
Okay.
in personalized medicine slash genomic space?
Right. Okay. Sure. So as we discussed, healthcare is rapidly moving towards precision medicine, which uses genetic insights and advance in technology to provide deeper understanding of human physiology. But there are many relevant courses offered in India by various institutes and university where students get trained on the science around the genomics. Okay, but being in corporate and in my entrepreneurship journey for the last 20 years, I can see that definitely there is a gap exist between what is being taught at academia and what is being practiced uh, at industry. So healthcare industry is no different because the way personalized medicine is evolving in the Western world, which is very accelerated pace than we all anticipated today. So my piece of word to the students who want to get into precision medicine is, before you start anything on your own, talk to a lot of researchers who are in the drug discovery space, and also talk to a lot of medical practitioners. Okay, understand their decision of prescribing a precision medicine or not prescribing in Indian context. They need to capture a lot of market insights before they get into starting something on the precision medicine, because identifying the gap and identifying the challenge at an Indian context in implementing precision medicine is very important learning for the students before they get into. But and also another piece of word I can share here is, today personalized medicine is available mostly for cancer, variety of cancer diseases. But the way personalized medicine is evolving globally is not just cancer. There are other therapeutic areas also started getting the benefit of personalized medicine. Metabolic disorders like diabetes or CNS diseases or cardiovascular diseases, all also reproductive science. These are all various therapeutic area where personalized medicine started offering values, so students can think beyond cancer, and they can pick up the therapeutic area where we have a prevailing problem to address. Then they can start investing their time into the uh, personalized medicine journey.
Makes sense, Ashok. Thank you so much. That's very valuable guidance. So overall, Ashok, thank you so much for talking us through not just your journey, but also giving us an insight into the world of precision medicine, where it is headed, both globally as well as in India, as well as some of the challenges.
Right.
If you have any parting thoughts to share with our audience before we close.
Yeah. So, definitely, as the global healthcare is evolving towards personalized medicine and more refined data-driven healthcare treatments. India is no different. We just started it. We are going to follow where the world is showing us the path. Definitely, data digitization in healthcare is very key, and this is one area we all need to work together. Right from the government setting the digital health policy and adoption at the healthcare organization, and we citizens supporting to the digital health mission, that is very important. And also the healthcare community out here, needs to start realizing the value of this precision medicine and start doing research on it, start to prescribing the available precision medicine. Therefore, this whole game of insights-driven healthcare delivery will start kicking in and will give the real value to the patients who are suffering.
Thank you so much, Ashok. That makes complete sense. Thank you so much again for taking the time, sharing your thoughts with our listeners. Have a wonderful day, Ashok.
Thank you, Purav. This is a wonderful speaking opportunity with you, where I could share a few of my thought process around the digital health and also the precision medicine. Hope audience can take some inputs out of this conversation. Thanks again, Purav. Good evening.
Sure, they will, Ashok. Thank you.